Well, here we go. Here you have a quick look before I start on re-shingling this roof. As you can see, the roof is in terrible shape. The wind didn't help, but you can also see that the shingles were definitely at the end of their lifespan. So anyway, I'm going to tackle this all by myself, 100%. And I set it up in such a way that although it might not be fast, I will get it done. So let's go and have a look. And here you see the scaffolding slash platform that I built, which runs at the height of the bottom of the roof. Makes it a lot easier, simpler, and safer to work from. Unfortunately, I completely forgot to film the stripping of the old shingles, but as you can see, I did get them off and they're down on the ground. This here is a little winch that I put on the bottom of the scaffolding. It's a winch that you use for like ATVs. And on the top I built some pipe together that I had laying around so that I could have a pulley in the center to hoist everything up. And since you've seen the shingles on the ground, it's time to put the old shingles, and now it's time to put the new shingles up. And you'll see how that works. I can do about 2 bundles at a time. It works actually pretty good. It's a bit slow, but I did end up speeding it up by putting a new battery on, because the battery that I was using was actually, when I tested it, it was only putting out 10 volts. So one of the cells must have been buggered. So I kind of had to show you it this way, but I later on put a new battery on, which kind of made it go, I would say, probably twice as fast. But it still beats having to lug them up by hand. This way it's quite easy to do. And once you're up, you just take the shingles and put them on the platform. And once they're up there, then they still have to go on the roof, of course. And for that, I made a little dolly, more or less, and so I could put one bundle at a time up by using a bit of a pulley system, which made it fairly easy to pull them up. And again, easier than carrying them up. And once they were up like this, when I put them up there, then I just kind of took them and laid them on the ridge so that they were easy to get. And here you can see I'm putting the shingles up. I fast forwarded a bit because since this is not something I do a lot, I'm not the fastest in the world. So by doing it this way, it makes it look like I'm at least a little bit faster than what it would have normally been. It would have been kind of tedious to watch. The biggest issue I had being up there was the heat. It was so hot up there most of the time. It was with the humidity, it often came to mid 30s and upper 30s, and it was to the point where you only could last maybe 2 or 3 hours, and then you had to go and cool off. I'm using a air nailer, which also makes it a lot easier to do because it leaves you one hand free to to hold on and move the shingle. And as you can see, I'm getting closer and closer to the peak. Well, I've now reached the very peak of the roof, putting the ridge cap on. It's a vented ridge cap, so that's why the ridge cap itself is elevated. And it is another bright, hot day, and we're just enjoying all the sunshine for as much as you can, because it is hot. And since I'm up there, I figured I might as well pay some attention to the dormers, because they were getting to the point where they needed some work. They were, after all the years of the sun beating down on them, they were really necessary to put a new coat of stain on. I'm using a pressure washer that puts out 3,200 pounds of pressure to blast the old top layer off. It actually worked really well. It does gouge a little bit into the wood, but very little actually. And that, after it dried, I took care of by sanding it. There you can see what it looks like after just blasting it with the pressure washer. It really takes it right down to the wood, and with a little palm sander or vibrating sander, whatever you call it, I did some sanding to take off the last little bit of unevenness that I got from the pressure washing. And that worked really well. It really made a nice finish to apply the stain to. And here you see the before sanding and after sanding. Time to put on some stain. We always say that it's no fun to watch paint dry, but I figured it's no fun to watch me painting at regular speed, so I also did that a little faster. And sped up the video. The stain went on really well. It's called Bear. It's made or it's sold by Home Depot. It seems to be a good quality stain, and I hope it's gonna last me a few years. And I'm planning on maybe every 5 years to quickly put a clear coat over top of it with a UV blocker in it to make it last even longer. I put 2 coats on. The second coat darkened it a little bit from what you're seeing now. So, but the end result I think is quite nice. I'm happy with it. It was worth all the work. And folks, if you like my videos, please hit that like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. That way you get notified when my next video comes up. Anyway, all the best to everyone. Take care. And see you next time.